Dan Illman taking a look at the feature race at Aqueduct on Sunday. It's the $100,000 Ladies Handicap. Fillies and mares going 1 1/8. Before we get to the analysis, check this out on DRF.com. What an opportunity. Submit your vote for Horse of the Year for a chance to win a trip to the Queen's Plate at Woodbine. It's the DRF Horse of the Year Fan Vote Sweepstakes presented by Woodbine. Lots of great prizes, as well as the grand prize, the trip to the Queen's Plate. DRF.com/Eclipse is where you go for all of the details. Let's take a look at the field for the Ladies Handicap. Trainer Todd Pletcher has the two favorites in here. Even money chalk on the outside. That's Bolera, who won the Grade 3 Comely against fellow 3-year-old fillies last time out. And then you've got the number 2, another broad, 5-2 on the morning line. Big Fig 2 starts back at 1 1/8. Let's throw up the time form U.S. pace projector for this year's edition of the Ladies, and we're expecting the number 3 to get to the lead. That's Nonsensical, and I can certainly see that. Nonsensical has shown speed in the past. Wasn't able to show it last time out after breaking from an outside post going a 1-turn mile, but I think she's fast enough to make the lead if she wants it. And the big favorite, Bolera, she likes to be close to the pace, and I think if you're banking on Bolera at a short price, you're looking for this sort of setup to sit second off a long shot ready to pounce when the real racing begins. The number 1, Entropia, is the X factor in this field. Going out for trainer Bill Mott. She's only raced once in North America. That was a race on the turf. She was 78-1 in the Grade 3 Long Island, and something tells me Mott just wanted to get a race into her because her prior races on turf in her native Argentina were not very good. She seems like she is a dirt horse. She is a Group 1 winner in Argentina, although if you believe the past performances, the Group 1, when she won, she was 99-1. So the jury's still out as to how good Entropia is. The one good thing is this distance should not be a problem at all for her. She is last on your Timeform U.S. pace projector. She might need to be a little bit closer, but this is the kind of horse where you want to see if the money shows, because if it does, you might think Entropia could be live. Another broad stretching out to 1 1/8, I think, is key. The longer, the better. And I want you just to draw a line through the most recent race, the Grade 3 Go for Juan Handicap. They cut another broad back to a 1-turn mile. It was a race with 0 pace. Grade 1 winner Spiced Perfection was able to walk the 1-turn mile on the lead, fractions of 24-3, 49 flat. Another broad's trying to rally from last. Well, that's just not going to work out for another broad. Better pace scenario, better distance for another broad this time around. Earned a 95 Beyer speed figure 2 back, going this 1 1/8 at Aqueduct. She did have a very good trip that day, shooting up the inside. But based on that 95 Beyer, which is a bit of an outlier, she is a contender. The 3 is Nonsensical, and Nonsensical is the kind of filly that if she gets to the lead, she's so lightly raced that she might be able to pull off a career best performance. Didn't do much last time out with blinkers, but it was her first start off of a 2-month layoff. She wouldn't mind a wet track at all, and that's a possibility in New York this weekend. 20-1 on the morning line for Nonsensical. Might be up against from a class standpoint. She's got potential, upside potential, but she's also still eligible for a non-winners of 2 life. Big price on the morning line for Annie Rocks. This is a Florida bred who has not won a race in a very long time. You have to go back to May of 2017 to find her most recent win, beaten for a $25,000 starter allowance at 6 furlongs last time out. She is the kind of mare that really takes a step up on a wet track, but I think even if she gets that preferred wet track, she might not be good enough to handle a field like this. She seems right now more like a mid-level optional claiming type. Our Supernova is the number 5. This is a New York bred who ran 3rd in the Go for Wand, and I don't think she ran badly at all considering that Spice Perfection controlled the pace and that Our Supernova was tracking 3 wide against that slow pace. Last time out in the Bay Ridge going 1 1/8, she kind of saved ground and she just didn't fire, but that's not her game 1 1/8. We see her down on the inside. She's in behind horses. She doesn't get clearance. The 4 Lucky Move is coming on the outside, is going to finish ahead of her. Our Supernova just kind of got trapped inside. She doesn't finish the last 16th, which makes me think the 1 1/8 isn't there, but Lucky Move on the outside does finish, and she almost gets to a very promising horse, Mrs. Orb. Our Supernova, I'm worried about the 1 1/8 again. I kind of hoped they would turn her back in distance. She did have a little bit of trouble. She does have a little bit of tactical speed. the distance worries me. Lucky Move, the distance doesn't worry me. You saw her rally last time out. She got beat a nose by Mrs. Orb. It was a good performance. She's run 2 good races now for trainer Juan Carlos Guerrero. Not exactly fast races, however. 23 lifetime starts, career best buyer of 80. That's probably not going to do it, considering that the next door neighbor, Balera, earned a 90 in her most recent race, that being the Comely. This effort going the 1 1/8 distance, and she just sat the great trip. The trip that Timeform US is expecting for her on Sunday, where she sat off the pace setter, Gold Standard, takes over the lead, holds off the promising Arafana. Perfect trip, but she might get another one. She is built for the 1 1/8. While she's going to have to now do it against graded stakes older rivals, I'm not really that worried about it. She runs anything back close to that 90 buyer speed figure. She runs anything close to the 89 buyer that she earned over a sloppy track earlier in 2019. She's going to be real tough. That's why she's my top selection in this race. I think Balera will get it done at a short price, and I think Pletcher may run 1-2, another broad coming with a late run for second. Our Supernova perhaps flattening out a bit at the end, going 1 1/8. I'm waiting for her to cut back to a mile. 7-2-5-6 for me in the Ladies Handicap, the Sunday feature at the Big A, approximate post time 3:55 Eastern. Good luck.